Good evening, guys, and welcome to Midnight Reiki. My name is Jamie, and tonight we're going to be doing a session to initiate into a higher perspective. If that sounds like you or something you've been working on, you can go ahead and connect here to our amethyst tower. You can connect to the sound of my voice. You can connect via eye contact, and we're also going to do an energy merge. If that sounds like you, we can go ahead and connect now. My goodness. There's a lot of energy coming through immediately and has been since this morning. So that might be important for someone if you've been feeling an overload of energy coming in. Make sure you're grounding yourself, firstly, and secondly, it's likely because of an energetic initiation going on for this collective. Oh my goodness. Wow. So we're going to first ask that angelic Reiki energy to envelop us completely, to wrap around you like a big hug, and also to flow down through your energy centers. And I am going to do something a little differently. I'm going to read to you guys first a message that came through this morning when I was planning our session. And it might be as long-winded as it is because I've been absent, but it's here for this collective who's going through this initiation. So we're going to ask that angelic Reiki energy to flow wherever you need it at this time to help facilitate this initiation into a higher perspective. And I'm going to read to you guys, okay? Let's see. So you're stepping into this initiation because of a choice you made at some point, realizing that you had to change your own mind if you wanted to change your life. You had to change your inner workings to see change outside of yourself. And so you went to work creating that change. And creating that change meant identifying your own perspective and dismantling it, which is in essence an ego death. And an ego death is not fun. It's not easy. It's often scary and confusing, even for people who have gone through this sort of awakening or death rebirth cycle more than once. It's really difficult, and it takes a lot of willpower and focus to keep going once you begin. You have a lot of outs. You have a lot of options to stop doing that. And you're being initiated because you started that process and you kept going. You decided to love yourself. You chose to heal and to forgive yourself, or you're in the process of doing that now. And you're in the process of, or have just reached an awareness point that you cannot turn back from. There's something that you can't unknow, something that you have seen and you can't unsee it. This might have something to do with dualities, patterns. This may be divine intervention or interference on a very direct level for some people. But mostly it was you becoming aware of your own power, how much power you actually have over your life, over your experience. And once you realized it, you got some kind of proof, some kind of feedback from the universe showing you an absolute truth that you could not deny. And that is the energy around you now. This initiation began shortly after some kind of violent interruption, and there was an ending disguised as a beginning, and not the other way around. I was specifically asked to say it, an ending disguised as a beginning. And afterwards, a very real effort to stay in your peace and to stay in your hope and your faith. And you may have even stepped out of that to rehash an old cycle or go through a dark night of the soul, shadow work. You may have had to jump back into the murk in order to break down a foundation that wasn't what you thought it was. And that can be within yourself, that can be a career, that can be relationships. Gosh, where was I? Oh, yes. So some of you had to kind of climb back out of that murk and begin again from scratch. I'm hearing down in the dirt, and you did, or you're doing that now. And that effort and that persistence has broken through a past blockage, something you might not have even been aware was there. And it gave way to some sort of clarity. And you then acted on that clarity. Now, this might be something that you did not clock at all. This could be something, oh gosh, as simple as realizing that something that you do with someone you love is blocking your health. You like to go have, what's something, ice cream. You like to go have ice cream every night with your friend. And recently you were like, you know what? That does not align with my health goals, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And it was a very simple decision, not for everyone. For some people, this was a big decision, but it doesn't have to be. It could be something as simple as making a choice like that and immediately acting on it. And it was that action, that immediate action, even if you weren't aware of it, that changed your trajectory and solidified this initiation process because you made that choice. And it was likely an unpopular choice. That's how you'll know. Most people probably didn't like this choice, or there was some big pushback from at least one person where you were asked to maybe reconsider or given alternatives, and you chose to keep going. You chose to keep going on your truth, which brought you into unfamiliar territory, which is where you are now, reconnecting with your true self and expanding yourself and actively creating and becoming the person that you want to be and the life that you desire by becoming it. So we're closing, sorry. Okay. It was a long message, you guys. You're closing the gap between the life you want to experience and the life you're living now by generating it, by becoming that life. So you're asking yourself, what does the version of me that I want to be living in and the version of my life that I want to be living in look? How do I behave? How does that person maintain peace and balance? How do they spend their days? Do they speak to themselves kindly? That sort of thing. And then embodying that, even though it's uncomfortable, because we're leaving our comfort zone. I hope that makes sense. So this, I'm running out of time. This is going to be messy, emotional, and a little chaotic, and you're being asked to embrace it. You are wide open now, even if you don't feel that way yet. There is clarity coming in, so embrace this clarity when it comes, or now, if it's here now. And embrace the emotions that are coming up to heal, okay? Let them roll through you. Don't shove them down. Give them the space that they need to be validated and felt, and then go ahead and release them. Don't hold on to the memory. Don't hold on to the old stories. There's grief and shame and anger that will likely come up. So just sit with it, let it talk to you, tell you what it came to say, and then let it go. Let's see. What else? I'm running out of time. Okay. I might have to do a part 2 to this, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and anchor this in now. And this is not perfect, but I love you guys. Part 2 in just a moment.